Living in a nation known for importing nearly 700,000 cars each year, Innocent Chukwuma vowed not to be intimidated.
I can't live in more than 10 days. Yes, I want to prove that you can grow anywhere you are. Africa is a virgin place to work. There's a lot of opportunities.
In 2007, he made the fearless decision of establishing Innoson Motors, Nigeria's first indigenous car brand. Having failed at an attempt to further his education, Chukwuma decided to go into the motorcycle spare parts trading business with just the sum of 3,000 naira. From outsmarting everyone and dominating the spare part import market in Nigeria to establishing the largest automobile factory in Nigeria.
I started by trading on motorcycle spare parts. After some time, I joined trading motorcycle and motor. From there, when the motorcycle in Nigeria
The story of the IVM CEO may be the most thrilling business story ever told. Stay with us as we explore the story of Innocent Chukwuma, the man who failed at school but won in life. He was the last of 6 children, born to the family of Mr. and Mrs. Chukwuma Mujeku on the 1st of October 1961. Innocent Chukwuma grew up in the village of Uru Udim, Nnewi, in Anambra State, where his father worked as a civil servant and his mother a homemaker. After the completion of his secondary education in 1978, Chukwuma quickly applied to the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, for an undergraduate program in engineering. While waiting for his admission results, the 17-year-old boy took up a job at his elder brother's medicine store, where he worked as an assistant. It was in this setting that he first recognized his innate aptitude for business. Hence, after discovering that he had not scored up to the required cutoff mark for an engineering degree at the Federal University, Chukwuma gave up his academic ambitions in favor of other career paths. The following year, he signed up as an apprentice under a certain Chief Romanus Eze Onwuka, widely known as Rogeni. At that time, his master Rogeni was considered the largest motorcycle spare parts dealer in the vibrant Nnewi market, presenting young Chukwuma a golden opportunity to learn from the best. After just 6 months under the tutelage of Rogeni, in 1979, Chukwuma returned to his elder brother, Mr. Gabriel. Recognizing Chukwuma's developing trade talent, Gabriel quickly registered Gabros International Limited, a small trading enterprise for motorcycle spare parts. He handed over the company to Chukwuma along with a startup capital of 3,000 naira, which was equivalent to about $9,000 at that period. With complete autonomy over the business, Innocent Chukwuma did what some consider a miracle. By the end of 1980, when Innocent's elder brother Gabriel had come to conduct an annual financial review of the business, he discovered a shocking fact. Gabros International was generating 10 times more revenue than his medicine store.
Yes, my brother brought money and started business for me. After 1 year, my business is going better than his own. I brought my brother joined me because my brother is selling medicine shop.
Okay.
So he joined me on it, and then we have 2 shops. He's in one, I'm in one.
These results were a clear testament to Innocent's impressive trading capabilities, a gift that motivated him to independently launch his own motorcycle spare parts business in 1981. This move was supported by his elder brother, who assisted him with a sum of 20,000 naira. While Chukwuma started with small local trades, the emerging entrepreneur was setting his sights on something bigger. He secretly studied the motorcycle market in Nigeria, realizing that most consumers preferred importing affordable used motorcycles, commonly referred to as tokunbo, over brand new ones. This was his way of crafting a business model that would distinguish his venture from existing competitors. He observed the import practices of big players like Leventis, Yamaco, and Bulos and identified a critical inefficiency. These importers were shipping fully assembled motorcycles, lined up in 40-foot containers that could only accommodate about 40 of them. While everything seemed normal to the average eye, Chukwuma noticed that the shipping methods could be made better and in turn more affordable to Nigerian consumers who were very keen on prices. In 1982, at the age of 21, Innocent Chukwuma registered his first company, Innoson Nigeria Limited. The small enterprise was initially focused on the sale of tires and motorcycle spare parts in Nkwo, Nnewi, Anambra State. before venturing into the importation of fully built motorcycles in the early 1980s. To outride major competitors, Chukwuma employed an innovative tactic, one that was rebranded by his observation of top players and highlighted the strategic brilliance.
When motorcycle is very expensive, motorcycle as of 1980 is 150,000, while the second hand is 90,000. So because I know about motorcycle very well and motor very well, I listed the component that make a motorcycle, calculate the money. I find out that it's cheaper. I went and bring the components in pieces.
Where did you go to? Did you travel out of the country to get it?
I travel out of the country to arrange it. Bring the components.
After placing a motorcycle order, he would ask his suppliers to completely disassemble them into smaller parts before shipping them to Nigeria. Once the goods landed, he would reassemble these motorcycles using local technicians within Nnewi, fostering local employment and skill development. Just like he had anticipated, this method allowed him to load up to 200 motorcycles within a single 40-foot container, a significant upscale from the 40 to 80 motorcycles that his competitors could import for each container. This strategy dramatically reduced import cost for Innoson, enabling him to sell brand new motorcycles at a price point 40% lower than his competitors. Once the products of Innoson had flooded the market, the average cost of a new motorcycle plummeted from 150,000 naira to as low as 60,000 to 80,000 naira. This incredible shift in prices alerted consumers to a new player in the trading landscape, increasing the popularity of Chukwuma and his enterprise within the Nnewi market and beyond. His sales exploded and his revenues were off the charts. Little by little, Innoson was driving out Chukwuma motorcycles from Nigeria, overturning consumer preferences to brand new ones, which he had profoundly made affordable. In 1984, following the emergence of the Muhammadu Buhari regime, Chukwuma embarked on a crucial journey to Asia in search of more suppliers. This was as a result of the challenging economic landscape in Nigeria, where unfavorable policies implemented by the military government hindered local suppliers from meeting the overwhelming demands of the insatiable market. Chukwuma pivoted to China, going for the local motorcycle brands such as Zhensheng and Jiachi. These products were specifically built to directly compete with the popular Japanese motorcycles such as the Suzuki and Yamaha, while keeping prices affordable. In 1987, Innoson introduced these brands to the Nigerian market, offering a wider range of options to consumers and sustaining an adequate level of supply away from Japanese suppliers. Despite making applaudable progress in reducing the cost of motorcycle imports in Nigeria, the real test of Innoson's business prowess was only just beginning. In 1995, Innoson Nigeria Limited established a fully automated motorcycle assembly plant in Nnewi, Anambra State. This was coming after the explosive growth of the business, which resulted in more motorcycles than the company could manually reassemble. Hence, Innocent Chukwuma took the strategic decision of setting up what would position him as the first truly indigenous motorcycle manufacturer in Nigeria. If you're enjoying this documentary, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support enables us to continue sharing compelling stories like this one. Now, let's get back to the story. Having built an empire on motorcycles, Innocent Chukwuma was struck with yet another crucial observation that would forever change the face of his business. His notable familiarity with the components of these vehicles revealed to him that they featured a significant number of plastic parts, most of which required no special knowledge to replicate. This valuable insight developed into a groundbreaking idea in his ever-imaginative mind. To start with, the Innoson CEO acquired a plastic production company previously owned by the old Anambra State government. Eastern Plastics, at the time of its acquisition, was quite an old-fashioned company with outdated machines running obsolete systems. Innocent Chukwuma took on the task of overhauling the entire infrastructure of Eastern Plastics, re-equipped it with state-of-the-art production facilities, and transformed it into a modern and highly efficient platform. In 2002, Innoson Technical and Industrial Limited was established, spelling a full-blown entry of the Innoson Group into the plastic industry. With a dedicated team and an unwavering vision, The industrial site quickly became the biggest plastic manufacturing plant in Nigeria in no time. Initially created to fabricate the plastic components of motorcycles and reduce associated import costs.
Everybody join and do the same system I introduce. I still want my own to be cheap. That's why I built plastic plant at Enugu to get plastic components on motorcycle. You understand? So that I stop importing the plastic components.
Innocent Plastics soon expanded into more than 150 different plastic products, some of which include PHCN meter boxes, PVC plumbing hoses, and several household items. The plant collaborated with another firm, known as Eleme Petrochemical Industry, to source 80% of its raw materials. This reinforced Chukwuma's commitment to bringing manufacturing closer to home, as well as boosting the local economy. According to reports, the plastic factory now operates with a workforce of more than 2,000 employees, churning out over 10,000 units of products each day. At the heart of Chukwuma's business philosophy was the unwavering principle of bringing down costs and passing the gain to customers, a strategy he had perfected with motorcycles. Why not, the entrepreneur thought, replicate a similar strategy in the automotive sector? This vision was deeply rooted in a profound conviction that Nigeria and the wider African continent deserved better than to serve as a dumping ground for foreign used automobiles. Chukwuma, according to this conviction, vowed to eradicate foreign used automobiles from Africa. This led to the incorporation of Innocent Vehicle Manufacturing in 2007. Situated in the same home turf of Nnewi, a well-known hub for commerce and industry. Aside from future ambitions, one of the reasons for this decision stemmed from the observation that the motorcycle market was approaching a saturation point. According to the Innocent CEO, the motorcycle business was becoming crowded out with Indians and Nigerians, indicating a maturing market.
So when I see it that way, I drop motorcycle for them, producing the component for them. They're buying it up to today and I'm producing it up to today. Then I decide to do motor plant. So that's where I'm now. I'm doing motor plant and I believe in near future we'll take over the motor business.
So do you supply it to other?
As Chukwuma now guided his steps to a whole new industry, one that nobody was bold enough to venture into, the attention of investors began to draw close. In 2009, he received the sum of 500 million naira from Guaranty Trust Bank as a business loan to expand his operations, probably including the funding of the first indigenous car manufacturing plant in the country. As part of the loan agreement, the bank was given full ownership rights to every goods imported by Innocent until the loan was repaid. While the deal seemed fair, this would later become the most fatal business mistake committed by Innocent Chukwuma. But before that, the entrepreneur was in for quite a wild ride. As the construction of the Innocent Vehicle Manufacturing Factory commenced, a daunting strategy occurred. A group of armed men stormed the factory premises to kidnap Innocent Chukwuma, who fortunately was absent. In his place, however, the armed men kidnapped 3 of his workers, 2 Chinese expatriates and a Nigerian. This incident caused a major distraction in the company, as Chukwuma himself was greatly disturbed and restless. Perhaps his new venture was not only attracting investors, but also adversaries and detractors. Unfortunately, one of the Chinese expatriates died in captivity, while the remaining 2 workers were eventually released after ransom was paid. Although a similar incident would later occur again, Innocent Chukwuma vowed never to pay ransom. According to reports, this was to avoid encouraging further kidnappings of his workers, as he left the matter to security agencies, who successfully rescued all victims. Finally, in October 2010, the Innocent Vehicle Manufacturing Plant was officially commissioned by then-President Goodluck Jonathan. It was initially focused on manufacturing a range of commercial and utility vehicles, including buses, pickup trucks, refuse management trucks, and sport utility vehicles. Unlike Innocent's motorcycle business, IVM was quite strange to the populace. It was an entirely new motor brand, one that did not arrive from the Lagos seaports but was built within the borders of the country. To encourage Innocent Chukwuma and boost public confidence, the then governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, notably ordered 700 school buses from the Young Automobile Company, which was paid upfront. According to Innocent Chukwuma, this significant procurement was really helpful to him as it provided him with the required boost needed to take IVM off the ground. The governor later placed the second order for 500 pickup trucks for the state's security agencies, including an additional 400 SUVs for traditional rulers. These orders served as a significant propellant for IVM as it sponsored their research and development phase, allowing them to test and refine their production process. Innocent prided itself on a high percentage of local content, with current information showing that around 65 to 70% of IVM vehicle parts were and are being produced within the country. However, critical components such as engines and transmission systems originate from countries like China, Germany, and Japan. More significantly, motor companies such as Nissan, Isuzu, and Toyota are known to supply these complex parts to the Nigerian company. However, around 2012, the possibility of these imports was becoming thinner and thinner as the relationship between Innocent Chukwuma and GT Bank, who had lent him some money years back, deteriorated badly. Allegations from the bank cited that Chukwuma, on behalf of Innocent, had failed to meet the agreed conditions of the loan, leading to the seizure of his shipping documents by the bank. In response to this, the bank alleged that Chukwuma fabricated a replica of his shipping documents, meticulously forging the signatures of the relevant bank staff whose approvals authorized imports. By the time GT Bank had discovered this, Innocent had already made a number of procurements without their consent. However, these accusations were only coming after a court victory by Innocent over the bank. Around 2011, the entrepreneur alleged that Guaranty Trust Bank had tampered with his business account, unlawfully withdrawing up to 786 million naira without his consent.
It is Guaranteed Trust Bank went into my account and debited me about 780 million. When I discovered, I took them to court. I took them. When I discovered, they agreed that they took 560 million. You understand? By lawful charges. So they agreed to pay me back with 7%.
He took the bank to court and later secured a judgment of 8 billion naira against the bank, which had refused to pay. Meanwhile, GTB landed a return blow, raising the stated claims of document forgery by Innocent to maneuver loan terms. This led to the involvement of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, who arrested Chukwuma in December 2017 on charges of fraud. However, Chukwuma strongly denied the charges, calling his arrest a form of intimidation for challenging a powerful financial institution in court. The case triggered a widespread public debate. Many Nigerians, especially from the southeast, rallied behind Innocent. They saw him as a patriotic businessman being unfairly targeted by a powerful bank. Others, however, felt the situation was more complex and that both sides should be allowed to present their case through a fair legal process. Although Chukwuma was later released on bail, his legal battles with GT Bank continued to rage on. Despite facing such financial and logistic issues capable of bringing down a business, Chukwuma brilliantly ensured that none of it affected the operations of Innocent. Rather, the enterprise experienced rapid growth during these challenging times. On the 29th of November 2014, the Innocent Vehicle Manufacturing Plant unveiled 500 passenger cars for public sale. This included novel models like the 5-seater IVM Fox hatchback, powered by a 1.5-liter engine, and the IVM Umu Saloon, featuring a 2-liter engine. This impressive lineup, with prices reportedly starting at 1.5 million naira, was applauded by numerous media outlets, who highlighted the development as the start of Nigeria's first indigenous manufacturing venture. Knowing too well that he was basically competing with the entire market, which was dominated by globally recognized foreign brands, Innocent understood that he had to be extraordinary to solidify his place. To achieve this, he focused on creating vehicles tailored to Nigerian needs, designing IVM cars that could handle rough roads, efficiently use local fuel, and be easily repaired at mechanic shops. While this was probably the best path to nationwide success, the widespread acceptance of IVM automobiles was rather slow. This particular challenge has forced the company to reshape its operations. As Innocent Chukwuma explains, IVM has learned to manufacture vehicles based on pre-orders. Meanwhile, the company has not relented on making some of its vehicles constantly available, nor has it stopped rolling out new models. Among its current portfolio are sedans like the Innocent Connect and Caris, MPVs like the G20 Smart, Ikenga, and Kappa, and SUV models like the G5T, G80, and the G6, which, according to Innocent, can comfortably challenge any vehicle in the world. On the 20th of May 2022, IVM presented its tricycle vehicles, popularly known as Keke Napep in Nigeria. Many applauded this move, citing that it could help reduce the heavy imports of keke, a vehicle that has grown to become a part and parcel of transportation in the country. In 2024, Innoson notified the world of its interest in the EV race with the release of IVM EX02. The 5-seater electric vehicle unveiled in Nnewi, Anambra State, boasted an impressive range of over 330 kilometers on a single full charge. Beyond passengers and commercial transport, Innoson also produces specialized vehicles such as military rides, medical ambulances, garbage compactors, and fire trucks. The company has steered its focus to CNG-powered vehicles, for which it is now building a new plant to deliver 30,000 CNG buses each year. The IVM CEO has often expressed his deep love for Nigeria, proudly stating that he has no investments outside the country. His dream has always been simple yet bold: to build for Nigerians in Nigeria. While the government remains his largest customer base, Chukwuma continues to wait for the day when IVM vehicles are fully embraced by the broader public, not just for being indigenous, but for being cars built to global standards and tailored for local needs.
My interest is to supply motor to African countries.
Right.
Yes, and I'm sure after some time we must get order from all the African countries because we are doing manufacturing, we are not assembling.
Until then, he stays the course, unmoved by setbacks, driven by vision, and fueled by the belief that Africa can create, innovate, and compete on the world stage. The journey of Innoson proves a powerful example, a testament of entrepreneurial success against considerable odds. From spare parts trading to pioneering electric vehicles, Innocent Chukwuma has demonstrated that with strategic vision, relentless innovation, and a profound commitment to local development, an indigenous enterprise can not only compete with global giants, but also fundamentally reshape an industry and inspire a nation.